Hey y'all, and welcome back to Plan with M. Today we're going to be planning in my social media planner using basically just the Fun Florals value sticker pack and mild liners. But first, while I go through and I pick out a whole bunch of florals, let me tell you about the best grilled cheese that I have ever eaten. Mostly because I ate it 2 minutes before making this voiceover, and it's still on my mind. So, Gil, my lovely boyfriend Gil, I love him so much. He, first of all, makes his own bread. Then, so we've got some nice, country loaf, white bread. He cuts it, puts some cheese in the middle, grilled cheese, standard fare. But then he puts some cheese on the top. Alright? So what this does is when you flip it, that cheese on the top is gonna get really, really, really crispy. And it's almost like a really thin cracker, but if the cracker was made out of cheese. Some of you might just be like, I came here to hear you talk about planning, not to talk about grilled cheese. But let me tell you, it's the best thing I've ever eaten, because you get the crunch and the ooey gooey goodness. So Gil, I know you're listening to this because you listen to all of my planner videos. Thank you for the best grilled cheese I've ever had in my life. Now, back to stickers. So I have never been much of a florals person. My Fun Florals, till recently, was completely full. Literally completely full. So I'm trying to use it more, and this week I thought, you know what? Social media, this is my spread that I don't care as much about, in the sense that, it's in my half sheet, I look at it, I write things in. In this planner, I even cross stuff out. That's the level we're at. Which normally I never do, but things change in social media. Sometimes I decide that I want to post my book tracker on a different day. Sometimes I just straight up accidentally write something. I don't feel like writing it out. Who cares, right? I don't take pictures of it. It's just it's just for me. And so, there are, in my opinion, there are some mistakes in this spread, and it's not the end of the world. I'm gonna use it for a week and then I'll be on a new spread. And honestly, I feel like that mindset has kind of helped a lot with life. Where it's you make a mistake, it'll be okay, get over it, you can fix it. Or sometimes if you can't, you just have to wait. But I gotta be real, I am just loving the colors in this spread, with this sort of minty blue, as well as the corally pink and the purple and the yellow. And I didn't realize this until I tried to start putting colorful boxes in, which you'll see later. But these match almost perfectly with mild liners, which I think is just amazing. There's no way it was intentional, but it's a happy accident, so to speak. And so what I do in my social media planner each week is I track what posts I want to post each day, when my YouTube videos are going to go up. So right now I'm on a Saturday, Monday for sure, and then, if I feel like doing another video, I do another video. If I don't, I don't. The first time I tried planning in this, I was like, yeah, I'll make a video every day. And that was insane. Don't do that. I know all about burnout. I'm a graduate student. And I need to focus on my research first, then my self-care, which includes planning. And, I'm okay with it. See, I wanted to include some black. Honestly, if there were some rose gold boxes, I probably would have tried those too, but it wasn't there. And I thought, I was okay, I have some boxes, and while I'm trying to think of what I want to do, I'm going to go through and just sort of trim off the edges. I have a really hard time sort of trimming the insides, basically the holes near the discs, although here I kind of developed a new technique where I cut it and then I just stab at it with my X-Acto knife just to see if that will get it out, and actually sometimes it does. I was pretty surprised. But yeah, I've honestly found that like having a place for my social media where I can, write down my ideas for things, or like, for example, Stephanie Fleming and Kayla just came out with like, they're doing their new challenge for the new year. I can write down the hashtag there. I also track my followers, which I had a little bit of a surge lately, so thank you. Especially if you're coming to my YouTube channel because you found my Instagram. Like, awesome! So, that's really what I've been using this planner for. And it's helped me find planner peace. Like, some say that's a myth. I am also one who has said that that's a myth. But it's fine. Here comes the Mildliners. Freehand. This box ends up sideways. It's fine. This is when like the narrator would come over and go, it was clearly not fine. But I don't think it'll bug me that much. Like, I made it myself, right? Like, it's my box. I am laying claim to it. Plus, all of the other boxes came out really well, like, in my humble opinion. Basically, I remember Christine from Twinkle Plans Her Day saying that like when you're doing it, it's like you're moving, like your wrist isn't leaving the table. I don't know. She always does such perfect Mildliner boxes and hexagons and like shapes that I can't even attempt. But I feel like this is sort of in contrast to my wintry spread that I did. You can check out my Plan With Me from on Saturday. This is like springy and happy and light, and like, I mean, I am definitely one to kind of get a little deep on social media sometimes. I'll talk, about mental health or any issues that I'm facing just because like I want to be real. Like that's who I am. But I feel like this is like where my inspiration is gonna bloom, I'm gonna look at this spread and think, oh, you know what I should do? I should make a vision board or whatever. Which I did, and I'm super proud of it. I wish that I had filmed the process, but honestly, I was just like, oh, I don't know, I kind of feel like making a vision board, because Mom Run Craft, aka April Orr, aka like my one true love, she is my like planner crush forever, main one, and she like used hexagons, which obviously supreme shape forever, and like some little photos that she printed, and I was like, oh, well, sort of like the big takeaway that I think I want everyone to take away from my videos is like, oh, well, like if she can do that, I can do that, like I can do this too, and so that's sort of the peppiness or whatever that I'm trying to put into this spread. And I ended up going into my Happy Quotes book just because I felt like it was a little bit plain. Last week, there was a lot going on. I had, stickers everywhere. And, this week it's a little simpler. But, sometimes it's okay to be simple, right? Like, you don't have to spend 3 hours on a spread. You just need to make it work for you, right? And that's one of the big sort of messages I try to promote on my Instagram and hopefully my YouTube, is like, it doesn't matter what works for them. What matters is what works for you. So like, it's simple and I love it. Also, one thing that I've been sort of incorporating into my life, which I think that you would love, you ambiguous listener, is a distraction journal, which is basically whenever I'm doing something and I think, let's say like I'm working on my research and I think, oh, this would be such a great YouTube video idea, or oh man, I really need to call my mom. You just write it down. And then once you're done doing that thing, or like when you take a break, you can look at the list of all the things that were the distractions and you can do some of them. Or maybe they're not relevant anymore. Because like it might be, oh man, I really want a chocolate bar. And then once I'm done, I think, oh, well, maybe I'll just eat like the trail mix I have in my lunch instead. But I've found that has been super helpful with achieving like goals, especially like getting things done. Also, Distraction. Hexagons. I love them. Every spread must have a hexagon. But this is basically where the spread ends. I am gonna like realize that I have a little bit of overhang with some pieces and cut them off like as soon as I put them in. But for the most part, this is the end of the spread. And you know, I think it's what the cooking shows like hosts would say. It's rustic, and I like that, and that's fine. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I'd love to hear from you in the comments. But I hope that you have some happy planning days ahead of you. Goodbye!